when it comes to unions, we've been talking about SAG-AFTRA and the Writers Guild. Everyone's on strike. But the new thing that's happening is that the Marvel visual effects workers got together and they unanimously voted to unionize. Okay. And this is a really big deal because this wasn't a thing. IATSE is the organization that essentially is undertaking them and making this a union thing. Quote, today, special effects workers at Marvel Studios spoke with a unanimous collective voice demanding fair pay for the hours they work, healthcare, a safe and substantial working environment, and respect for what they do. And, I just kind of looked up some numbers, and these are rough estimates. But for example, on the Endgame movie, we're talking about 2,195 visual effects artists.
Wow.
And this group that just unionized from Marvel, they do a lot of work, obviously, but I think it was a group of like 40 people, right? So it's a pretty small group and it doesn't represent everyone. And then I think the estimated visual effects artists on Venom was 750. For Ant-Man 3, it was about 1,500. So, obviously we'll see if there is a domino effect with what this is, but the benefit of these unions is that they will provide some guidance and minimums because, there are complaints, of course, that these visual effects artists are being worked to death.
Yeah, I saw that they were still working on their new, their contracts. They haven't met to discuss what all it's going to be, included in this. But I think it is going to start a domino effect, and I think that when being a visual effects artist and having that skill set, it's like to be good. Like there's a lot of visual effects guys and a lot of guys that can do effects, but like to be like really good to where you're at the caliber of doing like a Marvel movie or something, like even just taking something as serious as just like just like one of those trail effects that goes with hands or just whatever, because like it can look super cheesy. Like we've all seen it look super cheesy. So I mean, these guys, they do incredible job, and I see that these studios would be treating them like they kind of treat writers, like they kind of treat, just as like kind of hired hand, like you're a dime a dozen. And in these artistic, talent dominated fields, it's about the artist and the talent of the person being able to get things done on deadlines and it looked great. But a lot of these studios just kind of want to pump things out, and you've seen the bigger the blockbuster, sometimes the quality in the story is down. It's because they're paying 2,000, visual effects guys, and they're not paying any writers. So I don't know.
Well, you made a point about there are so many hands that help with the visual effects, but if you ever watch the credits for any movie that has special effects in it, the credits are insane, and it will be special effects by, and then it will list like 20 different people. And it'll be like a general company. And then it'll say it again, special effects by, and there'll be like a roll of 100 different names.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
so it will just scroll and scroll and scroll. And it's because for every little thing that you see with special effects, someone had to do that. So for example, there's this guy that, I may be working with, and when I was kind of watching his reel, he's like, oh, here's the shot that I did in The Walking Dead. And this is where there were, hundreds of thousands of zombies. I did that shot. Or here's where there was, a hurricane and then a huge tsunami that comes in. And then I did all of the people that you see on the beach. So everyone does something very specific. But there's a lot.
And it's tedious work, man. It's tedious work just doing any kind of really like video editing and just the long hours and stuff that you are working to get things done and deadlines. And with like movie scripts, they go, oh, we have a change. I can't even imagine how much stuff gets left on the cutting room floor that they just spend hundreds if not thousands of man hours on just for like a scene. It's crazy. So I mean, there's definitely plenty of money to go around with these movies. They're usually it feels like it's going into like 8 guys' pockets, but you know what I mean? But
yeah, and so what the benefit of having a union that you're a part of is that obviously, they set rules to hopefully protect you better and make sure you're paid appropriately and that you work reasonable hours because, just how it is, man. All these studios are on deadlines, they're pushing, they're trying to get stuff done. And so of course they will push beyond what is healthy for people. So I think this is cool. I'm hoping to see it, something that expands and I don't know, kind of follows in the footsteps of all the other unions that are in place already for the film industry.